So this video is to show us what we want to do, and for this training, this is the design I want us to do, this Fancy Nancy book, and that's all. So let's get it rolling. Now I'm going to start with my so it's an ebook, so I'm going to click on ebook cover, and I have this template, but I want blank. I pick on blank and I have it here. All right, so quickly I'm going to go to my Google. I've downloaded Fancy Nancy, so I'm not going to be doing that again. I've removed the background. If you want to remove your background, you can just do remove BG. That's okay, and you're there. So here I want to generate the color palette, so I'll just click on color palette generator, and I'm going to be here. So here I'm going to upload the image, and I'm going to pick the image I want. So I've selected it, and now the essence of this is to help you know how to combine colors so that you don't have to stress yourself on which color and which color to use. So you can just copy down the color you want. This is actually one of the ways to generate color. All right, so there are easier methods of doing this. All right, so I'm coming back to Canva. Now I've generated the color and I've written it down. So all I need to do is bring that image. I click on the plus, I click on the image, and I select the Fancy Nancy I downloaded. Okay, all right, so I have Fancy Nancy here. Now I want to do all those designs. This is what we are doing. Okay, so I'm going to click on gradients now. All right, so I click on gradients, illustration. From illustration I type in gradients. Now this brings me the options of whichever gradient I want. So for this design I'll just go with this. All right, someone might say, oh, this is just good enough. Fine, if you want that, but the color palette has generated a color and I trust the color palette. Okay, so I can just do this, and no. All right, so I can turn it around. All right, I think this is fine. Yes, this is fine. Okay, now I'm okay with that. So I can change the color to the color of my choice. So I'm going to click on that color, click on this plus. It will take me to where I can customize my color. So I'm going to just type in one of the codes I downloaded already. So let's say B13F64. Okay, that's one of the colors. Now I'm going to change this so that both colors can have this. All right, so I'm done with this. I'm going to copy this and turn it around and bring it here. Once I do that, all right, so I have this. Okay, now I'm going to add some other things to it. I want to add the text. All right, so I'm going to add a text. Now Canva has made it easy that you can just pick any of this text. This combination tells you that you can actually combine this one. So there are different ways of getting. Sometimes you might not be comfortable with this, and there are so many other fonts. So there are ways we can do that. All right, so I'm just going to pick let's pick this. Now I need to ungroup this. For me to ungroup this, I'm going to click on the three dots. Now I ungroup and I have this, so I can delete any one I don't want. And if I want to combine this with another font different from what Canva has given to me, and it will be perfect, there is a way to do that. So what's this girl's name? Fancy Nancy. You know, you cannot use lowercase to write someone's name, but because it's just a font, so it's acceptable for this because it's this. All right, so and if I want, I can, if I still want to make the N capsulator that is different from this, I can still do that if that's what you want. All right, so this Fancy Nancy. Okay, let's say she rocks, right? What age? Let's say she's 5. Okay, so rocks at, I can bring my 5 down, 5. Okay, So there's something called movement in Canva, in design, sorry. Now movement, and you can use different things to achieve that. Color, fonts, whatever it is that you want, you can use to achieve that movement. But I'm not going to be dwelling on that here. I'm going to just focus on this. Okay, all right, so I have that. I want to change that color. All right, so movement helps your anybody that sees your design to say this is the first thing you want them to focus on. All right, so that's for another day. All right, so now I want to bring in something like that box that I can have names. So I click on illustration, I click on shape. Now from shape you can pick different things, and I'm going to pick one that has an outline. Okay, and now I have this, so I can drag this, I can reduce it, I can make it any shape of my choice. Now when you're designing, try as much as possible to avoid making your designs stay very close to the line. Okay, all right, because in print anything can happen, so, and it makes your work actually look more beautiful. All right, so I want to change the outline, and I want to use, oh sorry, oops, I can undo. All right, so I'm going to change this. Okay, all right, so, and I want to change this to whites. All right, so I have this. Now I'll use this. I'm using just 2 fonts for this design. All right, so I'm going to copy this, and I can use this for my name, colon. All right, so I can increase this by clicking on that size, and this makes this bigger. All right, so I bring this here. Now because I want it to be well aligned, I'm going to bring in another shape from my illustration, shape, and I'm going to click this. I'm going to reduce this to be very small, such that it will look like what I want it to be. Okay, now I can bring this here. I can be sure that my designs will work better. So I copy this. After name I have is this school or class? School. Okay, I put my colon, and that's fine. I can now bring it, copy again, let's put class. All right, now you can see that I'm not using the same font with Fancy Nancy, because it will not even make sense with what I'm doing. So you need to understand all those principles. So now I put dates. Now all I need to do is now to arrange. Now you need to try as much as possible to make everything well arranged. The spacing, everything, that's what makes your design to stand out. Sometimes you see the same like 5 people doing the same thing, and you'll be wondering how would they know which is beautiful. It's actually the ability to pay attention to details, and that's the most stressful part of the design. Apart from thinking about the concepts you want, is making sure all these details are intact. Okay, all right, so I have this. Now I can decide to delete this. Okay, all right, now I need to put a straight line for them to write their names. So I click on the plus button again, I click on illustration, and now I need lines. So I come here, let's use this. All right, so I can make this bigger by enlarging it, and that's